Okay, welcome back. In the previous video, we went through the Undead Asylum, went and grabbed some items from the skeleton area over there. We ran down there around New Londo and picked up some items, and we picked up this item from here. Now, there are a couple more items to grab. One at the end of this hall here. It is some fire bombs, which could be useful. And if you run up here, you'll meet Petrus, who will allow you to join your first covenant.
I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Firelink. Have you business with us? If not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
So Petrus pretends like he doesn't really want to talk to you. Just keep talking to him. It'll be fine. He'll give you a gold coin.
I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance, but I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
So I kind of think he gives you this copper coin, hoping that you will shut the fuck up and quit talking to him. But in his face, we're gonna talk to him again.
I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you? Very well. Then first, a covenant with the gods.
So here's your first covenant, the Way of the White. If this is your first time playing this game, or you are trying to get the achievements for everything, the Way of the White covenant is the first of many achievements.
Their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith. Come again. The effect...
Alright, sorry, I wanted that coin to go away.
Hello?
It's
I will teach you.
pretty aggravating that it's set up.
Promise is a promise, after all.
So, he sells, as he says, miracles. If you look at the two icons under the name of the miracle, so for instance, under Seek Guidance, there is the leftmost icon, which is your intelligence. So, the requirement for Seek Guidance is 0 intelligence, and then the star looking icon is faith. And so you need 12 faith to cast this spell. It has 5 uses, and it takes 1 miracle slot. A talisman is also needed to use miracles. If you would like to use them, don't buy this talisman. We will pick one up in just a moment.
Come again. The effectiveness of...
I also forgot that you can read a gesture. Or learn a gesture, rather. You can get the shrug gesture from this guy. And now, pretty much done. We're going to run up these stairs. We're going to do 180 and grab this item. Now go back down these stairs, and we're going to jump into this hole. And we're going to run out here. And out here, you'll get some homeward bones from here. There's a chest around this corner with some cracked red-eye orbs. And here you get the talisman and the Morning Star. The Morning Star is a pretty decent weapon early on in the game. So you can see it requires 11 strength. It does a pretty decent job. The upside to it is that it has bleed as an auxiliary effect, which is pretty nice. So after you collect those, you'll go down here and get some Lloyd talismans. Down there is the skeleton hell from the last episode, which we're gonna have to roll down in there, and then we will just run back up here. So that is pretty much all of the items that you can get from in and around Firelink Shrine for the moment. Later there will be people to purchase things from, There will be sorceries, there will be pyromancies, all sorts of things. So, for now, we're going to go up here and make our way to the Undead Burg. So this guy here, you can just block him. This guy will hop down. Oh, you cannot parry two-handed attacks from my understanding. So before going to get that guy, you're going to want to come up here. There's this guy throwing fire bombs, and there is this axe guy. And you'll want to kill both of them. So if you don't do that, he will definitely throw fire bombs on top of your head, and you'll be having a bad time. This guy is just like the guy we parried in the Undead Asylum, which you can parry him again, and then just kill him. I highly suggest learning to parry. It took me a few runs through this game to really learn how, and I'm still probably not great at it, but it is quite useful. So we're gonna jump over this gap here and very carefully walk along the edge. And over here, you will find a ring of sacrifice. So these rings, what they allow you to do is, if you're wearing it and you die, you will not lose souls. However, the ring will break. So there are places you should use this, but for the most part, it's not always going to be necessary. Kill this guy, run down here and grab this item. I believe it's a soul item. And now we're going to go in this doorway, make an immediate left, and there's a rat down here. So I always kill this rat. Well, one, there's an item there, but also rats have a propensity to drop humanity. The hard humanities, which I guess now is a good time to discuss humanity. So the double zero in the top left next to my health and endurance is what's referred to as soft humanity. In your items over here, this is called hard humanity. When you use a hard humanity, it gives you a soft humanity. Soft humanity can be used to reverse hollowing. It can be used to kindle a bonfire. And it also ups item discovery to a maximum of 10. Alright. Those guys got knifed up. Oof. I got knifed up. Let's come back down here. Have a little drink of my juice. And try not to die to these wanks. So, I'll just... Alright, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with these guys. I really should not be. For as much as I've played this game, I just should not be having this much trouble. Alright, so there was... One of those guys was in here, and when I ran over here, he popped out, and then there was this guy that was throwing bombs. So, come back over here. We're going to roll through these barrels and drop down. Grab this item. We're going to drop down again. You can see, if you look closely, there are guys hanging on the ledge. There's two of them. This guy jumps up pretty quickly, and we'll just kill him. And you can see the other guy coming up too. And apparently I forgot that there was a guy behind. But these guys are not very tough. They're more, they can be a problem if they gang up on you. So cut in here, come down here, and get this guy presenting his ass to you. Up those stairs is nothing. It's just a way to screw you up. Back there is also nothing. Don't worry about it. Now you're going to run over here. You are going to run down here. Come over here. Now there are two guys on the wall here. So you can knock them off before they climb up. There's this guy. And there's that guy. So it's best if you have a shield, just block their bullshit, pick up items. Rubbish in this game is the only use for it I know is to trade it with Snuggly the Crow. I showed you where that is in the Undead Asylum, and I'll show you in a later episode how to get back there. Alright, and so that loops around, and we are right back here, and now we're going to run into this fog door. Alright, come over here. There's another soul item. So, I always forget that you can't make this jump, and try it, but that is not the way to make that jump. So, for now, don't worry about it. This dragon comes down and startles you a bit, but he won't hurt you. I find it best to lure these guys down here, as there's quite a few of them, and there's a guy shooting arrows that is super annoying. So, alright. You know, top off on your Estus if you need to. There is no point in dying anyway up here. So through this door and around this side, and you can grab the wooden shield, which is actually not a bad shield. Shields in this game, so small shields have an easier time parrying than large shields do, and medium shields. The wooden shield, I believe, is a medium shield. And really what you're looking for in a shield is that physical attack as close to 100 as you can get it. So the damage reduction is pretty nice with this wooden shield. And stability is also an important factor. So these guys, they like to turtle behind their shields. I suggest just kicking them, and then you can just stab them a bunch. Somebody pointed out that after you kick them, they usually do that, and they're easy to parry, which I was pretty unaware of, actually. Alright, I'm done fooling with these guys. They're just being annoying. So, we'll kick that open. And we'll stab him. And have him die. I'm usually much better at this game, but, you know, I just happen to be eating a lot of shit today. So, kill this guy. Alright, now over here is Undead Merchant.
Have your wits about you, hmm? Then you are a welcome customer. I trade for souls. Everything's for sale.
So, the things I find the most useful to buy from him. The Residence Key is a must-buy. The repair box is nice. It allows you to just make repairs at the bonfire. The bottomless box is Dark Souls inventory management system, and it quite honestly leaves a lot to be desired. The other good things to get from him are this short bow, which I'll go ahead and purchase, and some arrows are also very nice. So you get about 65 or so arrows, and later we will use them to cut off the tail of a dragon, and it will give us our first dragon weapon. It is the Drake Sword. It's not the best sword in the game, but it is really good early on. It has pretty good stats, and it can get you pretty far in the game, to be honest. Alright. And so, we're almost through all the little sidetracking areas on our way up to the Undead Burg, and we will rest at that bonfire that we saw a little earlier. And from there, we'll just make our way to the first mini-boss, which is the Taurus Demon. Prior to that, though, we will fight a Black Knight, who will hopefully drop some Black Knight weapon or the Black Knight shield. Both are fantastic. All of the Black Knight stuff is pretty good, and honestly, you can, with upgrades, it can get you through the entire game. So, yeah, so they're very nice if they drop. Later in the game, very much later in the game, there is an area with respawnable Black Knights, and you need all of their weapons and their shield for an achievement. So it's worth farming them. However, as I said, it is very late in the game. It is directly in front of the final boss to this game, and so you probably won't have a lot of use for the weapons unless you go into New Game Plus. Okay, so I'm going to leave here and let's go on. I'm hoping to get through the Taurus Demon in this episode. I would really like a new weapon. I feel that this Thief Sword is not really cutting it for me. It's kind of just a bad weapon. There's guys up there that throw firebombs at you. They're very annoying. There's multiple people in here that are all going to attack you at once. And you've just got to be careful. There's this guy who ran up from somewhere. And there's this guy who we can try to parry. Okay, we will open this door later. It doesn't open from the side. It will be somewhat of a useless shortcut, to be honest. But, you know, it's fine. It's whatever. Go up here, and we will get some black fire bombs. Now we'll run out, run back down. There's going to be 3 guys up here. The one in the back is going to throw fire bombs. The one slowly walking forward. He's kind of an asshole. If possible, take him out first. Watching out for these two. It's also important to note that when you backstab or parry someone, you get invincibility frames. So the other enemies, they're not going to hurt you while you're in the middle of it. These guys, also kind of assholes. So, if you can just knock them off of here, why not? Pick up this item, and now you don't ever come up here again. Not unless you just want to kill those guys. Up in that tower is a guy with a crossbow that will shoot you, but first we're going to go in here. This door doesn't open unless you bought that residence key from the Undead Merchant. And here is some gold pine resin, I believe, which gives, when applied to your weapon, gives it lightning damage. So we are going to run to the top of this thing and just take this dude out. If not, he'll just fuck with you, maybe accidentally kill you. It's just better to just take him out. And now there's this guy who, like the other ones, likes to turtle a bit. So, you know, wait for him to swing, block it, hit him. Come down here. You know, these guys can be parried if you want. You can jump and stab them if you want. You know, just do whatever you're most comfortable with. So, that's the advantage to swinging weapons. You can hit multiple people at once. That is a Black Knight. The Black Knights aren't really to be trifled with this early in the game. They can be very difficult, but I'll show you the best and safest way to take care of this guy that I found. It's possible you can walk up very slowly, get behind him and backstab, but he's pretty good about hearing you back there, and so it's very difficult to get that backstab. So this guy will follow you all the way back to the bonfire, which is what we're going to do. We're going to take him all the way back there, just because if we die at that point, we can just respawn right there. We can re-get our souls very easily, and it just cuts way down on the risk, and there's a good space with plenty of room to kind of fight this guy. So he's coming. He's a little slow sometimes, but I like to fight him right in here. It's important to keep your block up and release it when you're not at risk of being hit by this guy. And honestly, what I do is I just circle behind him and backstab him a lot. You can try to parry him. Like I said, he is pretty tough at this point in the game. I'm gonna drink just so I can try to parry him. Ooh, I thought I was gonna knock him off. If he continues to hit you with his shield or his sword, it will break your poise and will leave you open for some very serious damage. Which is why you block and release the block button so that you regain your stamina a little faster when you're not holding block. Okay, so he didn't drop any of the Black Knight weapons for us, which is, you know, it's not great for us, but that's okay. I think we are finally going to level up here, and then I need to check how long this video is, just to ensure that I don't go over time. So, depending on how you would like to play, vitality is your health. It's best to get this up, you know, 25 to 30 is pretty manageable for most of the game. Endurance is about the same, 25 to 30. I believe they hard cap at 40, so you don't really want to go over that. Strength is pretty similar. You know, it's kind of find a weapon you want to use, see what the requirements are, and then put strength and dexterity to that point if you want to play a melee-based character. Resistance is almost useless. I don't think I've ever put points into it. Intelligence is for sorceries and magic-based weapons. Faith is for miracles and faith-based weapons. And attunement governs how many slots you have and a few other things. You can see physical defense raises. At 12, you get a second attunement slot. Intelligence, same. Faith is the same. So, what I'm going to do is I would like to put a couple points in Vitality Endurance. I'd like to get those up to about 20. You know, maybe adding some to Strength as needed to equip whatever weapons I find that I may want to use. But for now, we're just going to do Vitality and Endurance. Okay, so with that, I am going to exit out, and I appreciate you watching. As always, please let me know if you have any suggestions. This, again, is my first video series, so if there are any issues, I'd love to hear them. Any suggestions, anything that you can help with, I'd greatly appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the videos, and I will see you next time.